Hi, my name is Gaurank, and I graduated from Shiv Nadar University in 2016. Right now, I live in Manhattan, New York, and I work at a leading finance firm. So, after graduating from Shiv Nadar University, I was able to secure a really good job in Noida, and I worked there for about 9 months. And after that, I moved to North Carolina and started studying at North Carolina State University. And I was pursuing a master's in computer science. Life in the US is very different from life in India. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. For the pros, I would say, you feel much more respected here at your job, at your school, or even otherwise, because I would attribute it to the population, which is resources which are scarce here. Apart from that, if you are in the right field and you have the right skills, you can earn a lot of money. That's one of the best things, and that appeals to me the most. And also, you have time for a lot of extracurricular activities. Life in India is too busy, and your work life is just a little too stressful. What I miss is my family and friends. The bonds and relationships I formed at Shiv Nadar University, not just with my batchmates but also with faculty. I miss my family a lot. I miss all the good food. So I would say it's mostly the people from my country that I miss the most while I live here. I've tried tons of cuisines, from Mexican, Ethiopian, Italian, Chinese. And I would say by far my favorite cuisine is the Ethiopian food. I would highly recommend it. So a cherished memory I would like to share was the orientation day, and it was Dr. Nikhil was giving a speech, and it was the first day I was out of my house, and he said, with freedom comes responsibility, and I think I carried it with myself to this day. I was free then because I got out of my house, and then I got out of the country, but I also had to be responsible of my time, responsible of how I behave with others, responsible of what I say, what I do. I think, that is something that has struck by me, and that is also my message to the other alma mater. I would credit my success. Success can be measured in different ways. I mean, there's professional success, and then there's also other kinds of success, like a personal success. So recently I started volunteering at a suicide prevention hotline, and I think that's something I do apart from my regular job. And I take about 20 to 25 phone calls each week. So I would say that is something I would count as success, and I would say, like, people should, or the other alma mater should, they should focus more on social causes and giving back to the society. And I think Shiv Nadar University had a major role to play in that, doing CCC courses every year at the college. It really helped shape my overall personality rather than just academics. We did a lot of other kinds of courses like environmental studies or improvisation or human faces, and I think that gave me a flavor of life rather than just academics or just computer science, which I was pursuing as a major. My message to other students at Shiv Nadar University would be to not see any situation as good or bad, to not label any situation that you're going to enter into. Just be open to it, have an open heart, and go experience it and live the moment, live the situation. Just be open to everything that comes your way. Do not label anything as good or bad. I think that would take you a long way. I really miss my professors from Shiv Nadar University. So I've been following a lot of them on LinkedIn, and I watch all these updates given by Professor Rajiv, and I cannot be grateful. I'm just so thankful to all my professors at Shiv Nadar University for making me so capable and making me so strong technically, that I'm able to be where I am today. I'm just full of gratitude when I think about my professors from Shiv Nadar University, and Professor Rajiv, Professor Dolly, Professor Debapam, Professor Divya Lohani, to name a few. About Shiv Nadar Foundation, I know it's like a lot to do with philanthropy, and the Shiv Nadar Foundation is all about like bringing up underprivileged students, giving them opportunities, providing resources. Shiv Nadar University was again an initiative by the Shiv Nadar Foundation. I can totally see the Shiv Nadar Foundation as the Shiv Nadar Foundation network as an advantage for me. Personally, by meeting all these people here in New York City, it's so in the US, it's much easier to get jobs through connections rather than actually going through the application process. So, the network is where you form your connections, where you meet people, and since you have the same background of Shiv Nadar Foundation, it's just much easier to meet these people, to make connections, and then use them to your advantage later, and also be helpful to these people whom you meet. I was really surprised and like overjoyed when I learned that there's an alumni meet in New York City. There's just so many of us here now, and we're able to do this, which is a really great thing. I have friends from other universities back in India, but they don't have enough students to do an alumni meet here. So I'm just very glad that all of us from the Shiv Nadar Foundation have done so well that we are here and we can have an alumni meet, like an official event here in the city. I also attended the one in California 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago, and where I met Mr. Shiv Nadar, and it was a glorious moment. I had lots of fun there, and I made a lot of new connections too.